These are 3 things that college coaches look for when recruiting. Number 1, someone who can control their ball flight and spin. One attribute that distinguishes a really good player from an average one is flight on wedges. If you look at guys like Jordan Spieth, Zach Johnson, and Steve Stricker, they're never hitting moon balls into greens with their wedges. Usually, they take an extra club, play the ball slightly back, and finish with a sawed-off follow-through. These alterations allow the ball to come off at a consistent flight each time, keeping the spin in a manageable and predictable zone. Sure, there are times when you may need to hit the ball a little higher. Say you've got a front pin with new greens that are extremely firm. That's a situation where the lobby high spinner would be appropriate. I can just tell you from experience playing in Arkansas, Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma in the fall and spring that having a penetrating ball flight is essential for combating those severe conditions. Good luck trying to hit a full 60 degree from 90 yards with a 30-mile-per-hour wind into the face. Chances are the ball might come back to your feet. Number 2, college coaches want someone who limits mistakes. Sure, we all hit poor golf shots during our rounds, leaving ourselves in tricky situations, behind trees, in the lips of bunkers, halfway in the water, or worse. Coaches want a player who can assess their situation, create a plan of action, and execute a shot that allows them the best opportunity to mitigate the damages on that hole. There are very few instances where the Phil Mickelson hero shot is warranted. More often than not, that leads to further problems and a higher score, but let's not tell your ego that. A lot of golfers have this misconception that a bogey is an objectively bad score, but I would tend to disagree. Just as in life, it can always be worse. Really, think about it for a second. Is a bogey that bad of a score? No. What if you hit it out of bounds on the first shot? How about a double bogey? What if you hit it out of bounds and then in the water and hold that next shot? See where I'm going with this? On the course, I try my best to limit my worst score to a bogey, and sometimes that does mean punching back into the fairway, even if I'm not able to get up and down. Coaches want a smart player because that's more likely than not going to be a consistent player. Number 3, finally, coaches want a player who plays to their strengths regardless of the situation. They want a player who is not intimidated by a guy who can hit it 50 yards by them, but one who doubles down and allows their scores to speak for themselves. A lot of guys fall into the trap of chasing speed, when in reality, that's the last thing they should be worried about, especially for junior golfers. As you grow and continue to mature, you'll automatically gain clubhead speed, so why force the issue? Every coach would take a guy who hits it 270 yards down the middle every time over someone who quote-unquote bombs it but can't keep his ball on the planet. Guys like Corey Pavin, Brian Harmon, and Gary Player didn't need length to become multi-major winners. We are all skilled in one or more aspects of the game, so find what your strength is and continue to level it up. Stop trying to imitate others and become the best version of yourself. That's all I have for today. Until next time, peace.